Good morning, and welcome to your morning cereal. Okay, good morning, and welcome to Friday. Why is every Friday so good? I know that's a bit of a stupid question, and on National Genius Day, no less. My apologies to all of the geniuses out there that are listening to the show. I know we attract a highly intelligent crowd. But good thing too, because today is also Celebrate Scientist Day. Scientists are good people. They've invented penicillin, x-rays, electricity, batteries, the internet, and those are just a few. So don't sleep on science, people. Celebrate it. And lastly, this next National Day, I just can't get behind. I just cannot participate in it. And it's National Save a Spider Day. I have to draw the line somewhere, and it's right here. I'm going to exterminate any spider that I see today, and I'm going to exterminate it hard. Apologies. I am aware of the important role that they play in our ecosystem, and today, I just don't care. For today, at least. Okay, well, let me get us back on track here with a little bit of positivity. All right, who said this? Quote, "It ain't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward." End quote. And I got to tell you, for about half a second, I thought about trying to impersonate this person because I can kind of do it, but I decided against doing it on this show. Anyways, everyone should know that one. That's Rocky Balboa. And just saying the word Rocky starts getting my blood going. It starts firing me up here a little bit. But Rocky does give us that little dose of reality here. He says life's going to throw obstacles at us, but we have to persevere and keep moving forward. So with that in mind, let's move forward with today's news, facts, and birthdays, which are for March 14th. On this date in 1879, Albert Einstein was born, which I'm pretty sure is why today is National Genius Day. Then in 1931, on this date, the first theater was built for rear movie projection. That's just like the theaters that we watch movies in today. And it was in New York City, by the way. Then in 2017, the world's oldest golf club, the Muirfield in Scotland, it voted to admit women as members for the first time in 273 years. That was 8 years ago only, folks. What? Well, another hard right turn into birthdays, which I seem to be doing a lot lately, but happy birthday to you if your birthday is today. You share a birthday with gymnast Simone Biles. She's 27. B-baller Steph Curry, he's 37 today. Actor Billy Crystal, he's 77. And actor Michael Caine, he's 92 today. And the number one movie on this date back in 1977, you should all know what it is. I gave it away completely in the intro. But in 1997, the number one movie on this date was Rocky, the original Rocky. And what else can I say about this movie? It's considered one of the greatest movies of all time. It's an underdog story. It's inspiring. It talks about perseverance. It talks about believing in yourself. It has a love story thrown into it. It has running up a large set of stairs. It has a tiger jacket in it. It has somebody beating up a side of beef. What else could you ask for in a movie? There's a reason why this movie poster is one of the very few framed in our theater room, because it's an incredible movie. And everybody knows the theme song to it, Gonna Fly Now. Does anybody else feel like beating up a side of beef right now? I'm pumped up. It's hard to fight this feeling. In fact, you might say I can't fight this feeling, which was the number one song in 1985. Well, I had a terrible transition in birthdays and an overly planned transition here, but the number one song in 1985 was indeed Can't Fight This Feeling by REO Speedwagon. It's a great 80s song, and it's about the inability to express oneself. And it was the band's second number one hit. Well, before we head into the weekend, let's jump into a little bit of self-improvement, and here are my takeaways from Chapter 4 of Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. And in this chapter entitled No One Likes to Take Orders, Carnegie is not teaching rocket science. None of us like to be bossed around or shouted orders at, right? Do this or do that. A better technique is to make suggestions like, you might consider this, or what's your thoughts on this, or do you think this would work? Quote, makes it easy for a person to correct errors. A technique like that saves a person's pride, and it gives him or her a feeling of importance. It encourages cooperation instead of rebellion. And Carnegie points out that barking orders can have a negative consequence, right? It can cause resentment that lasts far beyond that particular moment. So instead of just barking orders, instead try opening up, try asking questions. And in doing so, you make the ask more palatable, but you also emotionally involve the other person in the decision, which makes them more likely to do it. So here it is. Carnegie's principle number 4, which is ask questions instead of giving direct orders. Well, I'd like to ask my Jayhawks if they think they can go out there and get a win in a basketball game today. Maybe that will help, instead of me just shouting at the television. Have a great weekend and have a fantastic day. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Morning Serial podcast on the One Life Live It channel. You can find more episodes and videos by visiting our YouTube channel and the website at Sean Inglis and at SeanInglis.com, where you can also follow our other podcasts, the Mr. and Mrs. Inglis podcast and the Life Happens podcast. In these other podcasts, we'll dive deeper into everyday issues, self-improvement and well-being, business and finance, and we welcome special guests too. So join us. It'll be a good time, I promise. Thanks again for listening. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you tomorrow.